pilot, just joined the game, just installed it. You want to know what you're getting into and how to play the game. Well, this guide is for you. This is the first of a several part guide. Some parts will have headings like this that I'm giving you right now, some will not. But what you should do is follow the written guide that I have attached this video to, and that'll help you get started, get your feet wet, learn the ropes, and also help you develop into a powerhouse of a mech warrior. With that being said, let's get started. After you log in, this will be the first window that you see. These basically are going to be your news windows as well as advertisements. They want you to go spend money and also be aware of updates. This is where you'll see any events that are ongoing, any sales, any special deals, new mech packs that are announced, etc. You can also view this on the website, so let's go ahead and dismiss it. Okay, this is your MechLab. I have a mech selected here already. This is called the Battlemaster 1G. And just to familiarize yourself with the UI real quick, you can see right here my pilot name is listed, Nightmare 1. The chosen title that I have, Ace of Spades, is listed. My PSR ranking, Tier 1, is also listed. My unit name, the Brethren. Unit tag, TBRN, and the number of members in our unit, 116. You can hide these by clicking Minimize and they go away. Also, it shows that we are a mercenary unit, and I believe this also shows right now that our faction has expired. I need to go renew that. Down here you have the information on the mech, which you can also minimize like that. As you can see, this is an assault class mech, 85 tons, the Battlemaster 1G. The P means it's a special Phoenix variant, and I nicknamed it the Warlord. This pencil means I can click it to change the name. My mech efficiency is Mastery. I have completely mastered this mech, more on that in a little bit. It is a special variant, which means that it has bonuses, 30% C-bills, 10% to loyalty points. And I have a total of 167,654 XP, along with 21,493 GXP, and I'm not converting any XP to GXP. If I put a number here and hit convert, it'll charge me a certain amount of XP, a certain amount of MC to convert. More on that in a little bit. So that's your basic introduction to what you see immediately upon entering the game. Down in your right corner you have several buttons. Over here on the far right are your settings. These are your typical game settings. Let's see, I'm not going to go through this quite as much right now. I'll have another video on that shortly. Right now I just want to provide you with a video to help you familiarize yourself with the overall UI. This flashing button is the social window. You open it to look at your friends. Everybody who you have friended is listed here. You can also look at your unit, everybody who's in your unit. People who are light blue, kind of greenish look, are online. All these people are online. People who are yellow are in game. They are online, but they are currently deployed in match. The shields indicate they are members of a group already. If you see a shield with a yellow dot in the middle, it means they are a group leader. Excuse me. Jemima and Spookhill, for example, are in the same unit. Not my unit, but a different one. And so if Jemima had a dot in the middle of her shield, it would mean she's the group leader and she and Spookhill are grouped together. You can look at here for alerts. Right now it shows that my unit has an invite out to another player. He will probably be accepting that soon now that his contract has expired. More on contracts in a little bit. LFG is looking for group. I can click that and add myself to the looking for group queue, and then other people who are also looking to group together can be placed together in a group. And then you have your blocked list, which is players you have blocked. And as you can see, I have quite a few of them on here. I tend to block people who are annoying, excessively profane, or just trolls. At the bottom you have create group, add friend, and create private lobby. You can create a group just like I did now, and now you have your own group. Then you can send invites to people to invite them to your group. There are also other buttons here. You can send them a private message in game. You can invite them to your unit. You can block that player, or you can remove them from the list. You can also leave your group by clicking leave group. More on group sizes and what all that entails later. You can create a private lobby. Private lobbies, you must have you must have premium time to run a private lobby. And again, there'll be more on that shortly. Again, this is just to familiarize yourself with the functions of the UI. Alright, I left the lobby, and now I've loaded back into the MechLab. You can also add a friend. Click that, type your friend's name in exactly as it appears in game, and hit request, and you will send a friend invite to that person. On the left you have your unit chat, which you can move around. You can also click this tab for officer chat. Right now none of the officers in my unit are chatting. In the unit chat it shows what your unit is doing. As you can see, Boa just logged on. You can also type a message to the people in your unit that only people in your unit can view. Click the X to close it. Alright, so that's the social. LFG pulls up the LFG window, which just pulls your social back up, as you can see. This button right here pulls your advertisements back up. Dismiss them again. Log out does exactly what it says. It logs you out. Alright, these windows right here are kind of a repetition of what you have over here. So this displays your current BattleMech, just as this does down here, along with the XP it has. The reason why it does this is if you click on something else, that banner went away, but now it's still showing on the left side of the screen. Underneath it you have your premium time. It's showing that I have 26 days, 5 hours, and 34 minutes remaining. You can activate all of your remaining premium time by clicking this button, or you can go online to MechWarrior Online's official website, go to your profile, and as soon as you click on profile, there's a button and about the middle of the screen that says redeem 30 days of premium time. And that will allow you to redeem your premium time in 30-day increments instead of all at once. The advantage is, let's say you have 180 days of premium time saved up, you can redeem 30 at a time and eventually eat it up that way, rather than opening up all 180 days at once. This is a nice feature because you don't always know what you're going to be doing 180 days from now. And if you wind up taking a 2 or 3 week trip somewhere, you don't want to waste all that precious premium time. Right here it shows how much MC is in my account, how many C bills, and how much GXP. More on what each one of those are or does in a few minutes. I can also purchase MC by clicking that button. At the top left you have this sidebar, select a mech. This pulls up all the mechs you own, pardon me, along with filters. So I can hit show all, and now all my mechs are displayed, and you have them by tabs. So I have lights, mediums, heavies, and assaults, the 4 classes of mechs. Again, more on that shortly. I can click that. It shows all of the mechs I own for light mechs. You can also filter them. Let's say I only want to look at trial mechs. These are the free mechs that anybody can play, that you do not have to purchase, that PGI, the game developers, will provide you. So I can click medium, and here are the 4 medium free mechs, the 4 free assault mechs, heavies, etc. These mechs cannot be modified. You can drop in them, but you cannot modify them. You can only modify mechs that you have purchased. Let's say I want to look at my owned mechs. I want to look at Inner Sphere. You have 2 factions. More on that in a little while. And I want to look at my medium chassis. All of my medium Inner Sphere mechs, a total of 33, are listed here. And if I want to look at a specific mech, let's say my Centurion Loang, I can click on it, pull it up, and now my BattleMech is showing as a different mech. It's no longer that Battlemaster, it's now the the Centurion Loang. I can rotate it here to look at it. The Mech Stats are listed here. I can strip it, I can reset it. I don't want to do either of those right now. I can click this to expand all the details of the mech. You now see how heavy it is, how many slots are available. I've used 65 out of a total of 78. I have 320 points of armor out of a total of 338 that I could put on it. My heat efficiency is 1.54. I'll go into detail on all these stats later. Right now, again, this is just to familiarize yourself with the interface. How many double heat sinks I have and how many are in the engine. I have no external heat sinks, 10 inside the engine. My alpha strike is 32. Speed is 104.5. I cannot jump, and my engine size is XL300. I have no AMS equipped and no active probe equipped. These are the hard points on the mech. These are the locations of the hard points. If I highlight it, it tells you what is in the hard point. Further down, we have the weapons listed here. You have the modules equipped. These are listed here. You can click these to collapse them. Quirks that this mech has are also listed. So basically I have 35% faster acceleration compared to baseline for this weight class and mech size. I have a 10% faster AC-20 cooldown, etc., etc. My cockpit has these these 3 items in it. These are all cosmetics. They don't actually impact the game. And these graphs indicate my acceleration, my turn speed, and my deceleration. And then down here you have my pitch angles, my yaw angles, all of that kind of stuff, along with the degrees and everything. Alright, so that pretty much does it for navigating the MechLab here, as far as just selecting mechs. You can also come over here to Champion, which filters them out by Champion mechs, Hero to filter heroes, Special to focus specials, and Favorites to filter out so that you only see mechs that you have actually clicked as favorites, which I know I have some, but it's not showing them. Oh, there it is. I had the wrong filter. So for example, I put my Heavy Quick Draw as a favorite, and it is listed here. Let's say I want to change the loadout. I click here. And now, as you can see, I have these tabs I can click to show what's equipped in each component. I can drag and drop them and do whatever I want. I actually have a video going into this in detail, so I will go into that and use that video another time. You can also click this to detach this again so you can see, and then you can change a layout by clicking Expanded to look at it like this. I personally prefer the warehouse view, like so. Alright, I need to pause the stream for a moment and have an incoming phone call. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. So I was talking about the MechLab. I already have a video for this, so I'm not going to spend too much time. I just showed you how to change layout. Now what we're going to do is jump over here to weapon groups. No, I am not going to save it. Alright. Yes, continue. Alright. Now we're going to go to weapon groups. Alright, I just changed the mech to get out of the MechLab without saving changes. So this is the quick draw. Anyways, you can change your weapon groups here. You highlight and you click. You click again and you see it's highlighted blue. Now it's not. Now it is. Ones that are highlighted in blue are weapons that have been assigned to that group. Ones highlighted in white are weapons that have not been assigned to that group. So here, group 1 are the 2 medium pulse lasers in my arm, both arms. You have left on top, right on the bottom. This is my left arm medium pulse laser. This is my right arm medium pulse laser. Here I have my medium pulse lasers on the left torso of my mech. You can see them. Actually, oh, that's them right there. I've got that reversed. That would be the right side. My bad. And then you have the SRMs. You can see the missile tubes here, and you can save it, you can revert it. You can also use the arrow keys to do this. As you can see, I'm currently moving it. And these are actually how you do it when you're in match. You use the arrow keys and the right control to do the highlights. You cannot set chain fire triggers here, but once you're in match, you can use the backspace button to set any chain fires that you want to do, and more on that in a little while. You also see as I highlight, I have weapon systems listed here with all of their details. You click on Camo Spec and you go into your camos. Again, I have a video on this already, so I'm not going to go into full camo detail here. Cockpit, same thing. There's another video. I will post that in the guide. But you can go in, you can set up your your vanity items here, your cosmetics. Drop decks. So this is for faction warfare. More on faction warfare later. You can set mechs to these drop decks, which you can then use to drop in the competitive version of MechWarrior Online, which is the faction warfare play in this tab here. More on that shortly. Alright, so now we've gone through all of the selected mechs. I'm going to come back out here to the home. You can also click MechLab, which takes you straight into the MechLab as a shortcut. So now we're going to go to skills. And once again, you can filter by weight class and then by mechs. I'm going to go pick out my Yinla Wing again. This is my Yinla Wing. This is actually the original color scheme. All mechs in the skills window here all have their original color scheme shown and not the custom one you may have put on it. When you click on it, you can see the total XP for the mech here as well as up here. You can see the efficiency level. This mech is mastered. All the skills are unlocked, and my efficiency multiplier is ×2 because I have unlocked all my elite skills. It also tells you how many of that mech I own. By comparison, if I were to click on the A, actually I don't have to, it shows right here I own 2, and it also shows the XP on that mech. Let's go to cicadas. I purchased one recently. As you can see, this cicada, the 2B, has 2,520 XP on it. This mech does not have any skills unlocked, so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to unlock Cool Run. I'm going to unlock Heat Containment. And that's all I can unlock. My XP is only 770 now. I have another video which goes into more detail regarding what the skills do. Actually, it's in the MechLab video, so I'll go into all that on that video in greater detail. This again is just to familiarize yourself. Pilot trees, you click on that. These are all the modules. Don't worry about this too much. It's going away pretty soon since PGI is revamping the entire skill tree. But for now, you can use your GXP, which I have 21,493 of, to unlock modules. As you can see, this AMS range is fully unlocked, whereas this Clan LB 10X range only has one unlock. And basically it means that my maximum range is increased by 4. Once fully unlocked, like this large laser, it will be increased by, I'm sorry, that's range, that's cooldown. I can't compare range to cooldown. Where's the range? Here's the range. So once fully unlocked, a range will be increased by 10% instead of by 4%. 4% is the minimum, and each one goes up a couple percentage points until you hit level 5. Cooldown is similar. The small laser, once you buy the first unlock, will go up by 2.4%, whereas once fully unlocked, it is at 12%. And you can also use these lists here on the side to sort them. Okay, that takes care of the tabs here. Home, MechLab, and Skills. I'm going to go to Store next. Again, I have another tutorial going into more detail here, but for now, very quickly, you can look at your basic introduction to the store, which is your all your advertisements, sales, etc. right here. You can click on bundles, where you can look at purchasing the overall mech pack bundles or C-bill bundles or supply cache keys, etc. etc. These all cost MC. Now is a good time to talk about MC. MC is what we call MechWarrior credits. C-bills are what we call the free currency. You earn C-bills every game, but MechWarrior credits, MC, must be purchased online through MechWarrior Online's official website, or through Steam, I think. I'm not as familiar with Steam, so I'm not sure if they're available there. However, you can only purchase these special credits through the actual official portals, and they cost real-life money. They are not free to acquire. PGI will give them away sometimes during special events in small amounts. But as you can see, a mech pack can cost nearly 10,000 MC. This one actually does. So it can cost quite a bit of MC, and it's not really easy to earn that much. My 2,179 MC down here is all MC I earned through events for the last year. So it took me a year to earn that much from free events. Actually, let me tell you about it. It's about 7 months, actually, not quite a year. BattleMechs shows you the individual BattleMechs, which you can again sort using these filters. Let's look at that Centurion again. You can purchase all the Centurions for MC, but you can also purchase some of them for C-bills. These are what we call standard variants. These two are what we call special variants. This one has a C, this one has an H. C means it's a champion mech. As you can see, it gets a 30% bonus to XP earnings. That's great if you're trying to level the mech quickly, but once the mech is leveled, it's kind of a dead bonus. All of the champion variants, as you can see, this is an AC, are identical to standard variants, as this is an A. The only difference between the A and the AC is that this one gets the 30% bonus. So you might as well save your precious MC and use C-bills to purchase the standard variant. It will take you slightly longer to level the mech, but it's worth it for the savings. Heroes, however, can only be purchased by MC, and they are not duplicates of any other mechs. They also have a 30% C-bill bonus, so they're very handy to help you earn C-bills faster. I recommend purchasing a couple heroes and just staying away from champions. Let's look at mech bays. Mech bays are probably the most useful investment you can spend your MC on. Currently, it says I have 4 empty mech bays. Every mech warrior starts with 4 mech bays as a free giveaway by PGI to start their account. It costs you 300 MC to earn one more mech bay. You can spend it right here. PGI often gives away mech bays or MC, usually enough to purchase mech bays, so acquiring new ones isn't typically that big of an issue. 300 MC is also very cheap, so you can spend a small amount of money to get extra mech bays to store extra mechs. It's very important since those skills I showed you require 3 mechs of each chassis in order to level them through the skills, and again, more on that in the other video. Boosters, these are your premium time. Premium time gives you a 50% bonus to all of your CBIL and XP earnings and is very useful. It takes the place of subscriptions in this game, and I highly recommend it. You can purchase it here using MC, or you can go online and purchase it through the website using real money. These are also attached to packages. Some of them, as you might have seen on bundles, I think some of these get. Yep, as you can see, this Banshee Mastery Pack gets 30 days of premium time. And then also the mech packs that are online on the official website also have premium time. Consumables, this is a tab you should never ever visit. The only consumables you will want to purchase are CBIL consumables, and there's really no reason to come here to buy them, since you can equip them right to your mech in the MechLab while customizing it. Again, you'll see it on the other tutorial. And you can even check a little box that allows you to constantly refill them. All the MC consumables are no better than any of the CBIL consumables. They all have the same effect. Now, at the very beginning, the MC ones will be more effective than the CBIL ones, but you can actually grind out XP back up here in the skills tab, pilot trees, consumables, right here. You can unlock these skills, and these actually level up the free CBIL consumables to be just as effective as the premium consumables. So you can actually get them completely leveled up to the same efficiency for basically free. It just takes a little bit of grinding. And then you can also just deduct 40,000 off of your match if you use one of these and just refill it basically for free. It just basically adds like a slight tax to your earnings. These, however, will eat through your MC very quickly because you will use them without really realizing it, and all of a sudden you'll be at 0 MC. Take it from me who learned the hard way. Supply cache. Again, these are supply cache keys. You saw them up here under bundles. Supply caches, basically these things are given away at the end of events. I'm sorry, at the end of matches and during events is what I meant to say. And they're kind of like a roulette wheel. You click on it, the wheel spins, and you burn a key to unlock the box and you get a prize. They can give you really good stuff. More often than not, they give you junk, which you then have to turn around and go sell out of your inventory. Most of the time, it's better to just sell the supply caches as they enter your inventory. However, PGI will also give away keys during events, so if you can get some free keys, it's worth it to hang on to some boxes and then use the free keys to open them. Not really worth it to go purchasing keys, though. Alright, that finishes up everything here except for faction play and quick play. We'll get to those shortly. I want to take a second to go through this left sidebar that we started earlier. Inventory. So you can see here, this is the inventory of all of my BattleMechs. It's sorted by alphabetical, which includes names. This is actually by names of the mech. So this is an enforcer, but I renamed it Aces High, which is why it's over the Adder, Archer, Atlas. However, other enforcers are lower in the list under different names. If I were to take a Black Knight and rename it, it would go above, or it would go up or down the list, and it would no longer be sitting here with the other Black Knights. So it's a little hard to find things here. If you're looking for something specific, you really need to remember what you named it if you're looking for a specific mech to sell. I like naming my mechs. It's just kind of a vanity thing, so I just do it. You can come up here, you can sort it by alphabetical ascending or descending, as well as price, and you can click on them and sell them if you want to. I do not recommend selling any BattleMechs unless you absolutely hate the mech, because BattleMechs are hard to come by with all the grinding. You can find a spreadsheet on that lower in the post, which goes on about economics of grinding and how long it would take to earn certain mechs. So once you get a mech, hang with it. If you absolutely can't stand it, sell it, but try not to. All the weapon systems are listed here. Once again, you can see them by quantity on the right bar, and you can sort them by alphabetical and price. I have a lot of medium pulse lasers and medium lasers. I don't mind having that many because I use them frequently, but I have... Where did it go? I know I have a bunch here. I have 26 large lasers. That's not a weapon system I use frequently. So let's sell some. I have 26. I'm going to sell 16 of them. I'm going to keep 10 in stock. I'm selling 16 large lasers for 1.6 million C-bills. Yes, I want to proceed. When you sell something, you sell it for 50% of the purchase value. So if I have a weapon that costs 100 C-bills, using small numbers here, then I will be able to sell it for 50 C-bills. Equipment is listed here. As you can see, I have a lot of case. I'm actually going to sell some of that because I don't use case very often. I'm going to sell 9 and keep 10. It's 450,000 C-bills for me. You can see engines, jump jets, everything's listed here. Lots of standard heat sinks. You should never ever use standard, always use double. There's no reason to use standard, so I'm going to sell all of those for 64,000 C-bills. I just cleaned up my inventory a little bit, made some cash, and now we'll look at modules. Modules are very expensive to come by and are considered in-game items. However, there is one module you should always consider getting. This is the radar deprivation module. Let's look for it here. I might have them all equipped. LMP, yep, I have all of them equipped. By the way, inventory shows what is not on your mechs. So this is showing all the modules that are in my inventory that are not equipped. Radar deprivation basically hides you from the enemy radar the moment you break line of sight with the enemy, and is very, very useful. Probably the most powerful module in the game. Omnipause, these are exclusive to Clan OmniMechs. More on that later about the differences between IS and Clan. Once again, these are all listed. I do not recommend selling Omnipause because they can be very expensive to purchase. And then the supply caches I talked about are here. As you can see, these are all the items you can get with the rarities listed below. This is the most recent one I got, and the C-bills wouldn't be bad. The vanity item's not bad. The Warhorn's not bad. Premium time's good. Don't really need the weapon systems. Don't really need the Timberwolf C right arm. I definitely don't want the airstrikes. Those are junk. This isn't a bad one. Not a great one. Not a bad one. Most of these are decent. You gotta really look at the rarities though. Like I will probably wind up getting the LRM-20, which is kind of a useless weapon system here. So if you're going to sell one, let's see here. Ooh, jump jet's not good at all. 1000 MC is kind of cool. I don't really see one that jumps out at me to sell it. Anyways, if you sell one though, you can click it and it shows sell right here, and then you can sell it directly, or you can buy a key to unlock it. Let's see. Alright, that's your inventory. Now we'll go to achievements. These are all the achievements you have earned in game. So as you can see, internal injuries, I destroyed 10 components. I got 5,000 C-bills and a title. But I can also come down here to shredding. I've destroyed 10,000 components to unlock Shredder as a title. And if you go back to the home page, you see my title is Ace of Spades. So here we go. Let's look down here for him. Here we go. So Johnny 5, you kill 5 mechs. Ace of Spades, you kill 8 mechs. Death Star, you kill all 12. These only apply in quick play. And that one's almost impossible to get. I only know of maybe one or possibly two. I only know one instance, possibly a second one, where this actually has happened. And basically, these all increase in severity with better and better rewards until the very last tier, which is typically just a title with no rewards. Cadet bonuses, these are critical for you as a new player. These you get for every match you play. 800,000 C-bills, 775,000, 750, 725. They decrease in amount until you get to the last one, which is only 200,000, but they represent a huge amount of C-bills. It is my recommendation that you do not purchase any mechs whatsoever until you have all 25 bonuses. Once you have all 25 bonuses, you will have a large sum of money. You can purchase almost any mech that you want and outfit it however you want. I recommend you spend some serious time researching mechs because some chassis are real lemons that are useless, while other chassis are very powerful and very effective. Not all chassis are created equal. If you spend your bonuses on the wrong chassis, then you will be wasting all that money and you have to grind a very long time to make it back. The academy comes back to the actual training academy for the game that teaches you the basic movements. These are all skills you can learn in the academy. And they give you certain awards. Like here I got 100 C bills for shooting the captain, another 100 for getting killed by the captain, 2.5 million for completing the tutorial, and 500,000 for completing the introduction scene. These are all pilot challenges, which I also completed all of those for some C bills. This is a nice way to pick up a few million C bills to pad your cadet bonuses and help you get that nice mech you want. We're already talked about managing drop decks. Statistics opens up the MechWarrior online website, so I'm not going to do that, but you can click that and it will pull up your personal stats. Leaderboard does the same thing, opens up the website. Redeem code opens up the website. That lets you redeem any codes you may have purchased from MechWarrior Online. Titles and badges, here we go. Alright, titles come in two types. You get titles through achievements. Now remember I showed you the achievements and all the titles that I had earned? Well, here they are. There's my Ace of Spades right there. Got that one selected. Faction loyalties. These are rewarded based on, well, what faction you are. So that's your current rank. So if you have a specific faction and you have a title unlocked, it will take your highest ranked title for that faction and post it there. As you change faction, the rank and title will also change. Because I've been in faction play during both betas, I also have the beta titles. If you purchase mech packs, you gain these titles through the mech packs. These are rather cheesy titles and some of them lack imagination, so I don't typically put them on. These also are based on financial purchases, whereas these are based on personal achievement. So if you were going to pick one, I would say the achievements carry more weight than the mech packages. Last but not least, these are special titles. These four were given because they were original titles that were supposed to go with a particular mech package but didn't. So people who had pre-ordered the package got these as an apology. Hearing impaired is a special title for people who actually have problems hearing, so that people on their team realize they have issues hearing and don't get mad at them in game for not responding to comms. Lastly, these are badges. These badges all come also with mech packages, and then of course the specials that I mentioned previously. And again, these are all just financially based. They don't really mean a whole lot, but they are kind of neat. I was thinking about changing mine right here. The Formidable is just kind of cool. I like that one. Steadfast is also neat. I like the Bold though. We'll go with the Bold. How's that sound? That's how you change a title, just like that. Alright, we did titles and badges, and then here's the testing grounds. You can take your mech here and drop into the testing grounds by selecting any of the maps, including your larger maps for faction warfare such as Hellebore Springs and Grim Portico. I have another video with more info on that, so I'll leave that to that video. And last but not least is your Mech Academy. Yeah, I have to bind keys. Alright. So these keys are not bound, unfortunately. Let me go bind them real quick, I guess. Let's see, go to keyboard, arm lock. Let's put it as bracket. Let's see here. Another bracket. No. There, put that as O. I don't really care. These are keys I never use. I think that was all of them actually. Wait, Alpha Strike, I think it's supposed to have one. Alright, there we go. That should be all of them now. Alright, so let's drop in the academy, and I'll show you that. So I've already done basic training, so I'm just going to hit Explore Academy. You, as a new pilot, should do basic training, and that will teach you all the basic mechanics of how to play. It won't make you a great mech warrior, but it'll help you get. Unfortunately, my video recorder pauses every time I load into and out of matches, so it cut off the last part that I said. Basically, all I was saying is that...
Welcome to the Mech Warrior Academy.
Alright, here we go. So, what I was saying is that basically The Academy doesn't help you a lot. What it mostly does is it just helps you learn how to move, how to maneuver, target practice, all this other stuff like that. It doesn't really make you a great mech warrior, it just helps you learn the basics. It's highly recommended that you complete the Academy. You can use any of these mechs by stepping onto their pad. That's a hero mech, that's a hero mech, that purple one's a hero mech, and this reddish one is also a hero mech. All the green ones are standard variants. That should change it from day to night. New players should always do this Academy. I'll show you why. Oops, I forgot to click E. There we go, space, not E. Alright, so I gotta get through as many waypoints as I can before I get destroyed. Alright, just an example here. See, I'm already being shot at. You shoot him, you disable him for 10 seconds.
New target acquired.
Really helps to have longer range weapons for the gauntlet, so you can hit them before they actually see you. But that's just a locust. That's the first beacon. And again, I'll have more of a gameplay tutorial here shortly, which I'll go into more detail on then. This is just, again, to familiarize yourself with what you might run across, and to encourage you to use the actual Academy so that you can become more familiar with the game. Oh, he's up there. Actually, this gauntlet's not that hard. I'm really not even making a good effort here. I'm letting a lot of mechs shoot me, actually.
Target acquired.
Mech weapons are decreased on their damage so that each ambushed. So that each successive round of the gauntlet they become more powerful. Now starts round 2. They'll be a little more powerful, a little more hurtful.
New target acquired.
So he left. Oh, there's more of them.
Heat level.
Maybe kill one.
New target acquired. Heat level critical. Warning, incoming missile.
Somehow I missed that beacon.
Target acquired. Heat level critical.
Oop, I overheated at that time.
Oh, well, you've overheated and shut down.
Critical.
You'll have to wait for everything to cool off for a few moments before you can do anything. Ultimately, heat limits how much damage you do. Watch your temp gauge and learn how much heat each weapon generates.
Basically, I think you probably got a good idea of what all happens with this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this tutorial short now.
Fuel at 55%. Target acquired. Fuel at 0%. Heat level.
So there's mine instantaneously, huh?
Overheating leaves you vulnerable.
Alright, we'll go ahead and
Not
quit
a
the
good
tutorial.
idea.
And that pretty much does it for the familiarity. There's two more tabs I want to. Our last two tabs here, we'll go to Faction Play. This opens up a new window. On your right is a list of conflicts and the war log showing who's done what throughout the inner sphere. It also shows you what planets are available to attack. As you can see, I am a mercenary and I'm uncontracted. So I'm going to come down here to contracts. I'm going to choose a mercenary contract for my unit, and I'm going to take the FRR contract. Contracts are only good for 7 days, and they provide a bonus, in this case a 10% bonus for taking FRR. If we were to take Liao, we'd get a 20%, but if we took Davian or Loyalist, we'd get negative percents. You could also take clan contracts. This is the active contract now. Career selection lets you choose which one of these you want. I am a merc. You could be a freelancer, or you could be a loyalist. Each has its own pros and cons. Click that to see the map again. Oh, Bo missed me. I always misspell his name. I leave the first A out. I feel bad about that. You can click Unit. This gives you a list of who all's in the unit, along with pending invitations. You can manage your ranks, manage your coffer. Right now, coffers don't actually do anything, so there's not really much of a reason to put anything in. But, you know, it's not bad to have it. Biggest thing for the coffer is that a larger coffer allows you to recruit more people, since it costs money to recruit people. Faction reputation. This is a list of how well you're doing with a faction. As you can see with FRR, I am nearly to Corporal, which will award me with 150,000 XP and a Gazelle dropship. I don't play a lot of faction warfare. It just has a low population and is very competitive, and I'm more of a casual player. But you can click through and see how I've been doing overall. Overall is not particularly good considering how long faction warfare has been out. So the FRR, the only way to make it increase is if I go FRR as a loyalist. So right now I'm just working on Merc reputation, which as you can see I have quite a ways to go to get the next level. Leaderboards pull up all the faction warfare leaderboards. Currently FRR is 5th. Merc pilots, we'll check out my own rank. I am number 1,568. Ouch. Didn't realize I was doing that poorly. Again, probably because I almost never play this game. Or never played faction warfare. It's just